Hey there guys, so the last time in the anime we saw that Echidna was targeting EIN, but EIN was too powerful and killed the demon she sent. Then he went to Royal Library to find information on Secret Dungeon, but who knew he would find another World Tree Spirit here? Alice was shy and scared of humans. But after observing EIN for a while, Alice saw he's different from others, so Akahane convinced Alice to give EIN a chance and go to the outside world if she doesn't like it. She could always return back to her listening to her mother. Alice went out and reunited with her sisters, but seeing girls around EIN, Alice was jealous, and Pina was pouring petrol on fire. So EIN just casually asked Pina not to tease Alice too much, and Pina got the wrong idea that EIN is secretly in love with him. That one little idea turns out to be such a big deal that all the girls didn't leave him alone to get the answer. The situation was just so steamy because girls as well as their mothers were also interrogating him and tried to bail out, but the girls didn't let him. And on top of that, Pina was making things even more difficult sitting on his lap, and Yuri was happy they were getting along. Oblivion is a blessing, I guess. But the hot temperature was making Alice dizzy, yet she wanted to stay with Ayn for the rest of her life. A good confession, but the other two got happy that their big sister will stay with them. Alice's good confession failed because Ayn is also dense to understand, so Akahane then gives her Philosopher's Stone to Ayn, and Ursula infused it with his eye. There Alice was approaching him again, and slips down along with Ayn's trousers, so looking at the elephant's trunk shy girl passes out, and naughty ones enjoyed the show. Well after that, Megan came to meet Ein, and she and Jasper saw he's gotten stronger again. Both likes Ein, even Jasper. After that they told him the king had personally requested Ein about something. But first they asked Ein about demons. Ein knew, since he was attacked by one. But what he didn't know was that centuries ago Hero had driven out demons from this land and made a barrier to separate both demon realm. But lately, demons have been seen near Border Town, and the king had requested Ein to take care of it. Ursula reminds Ein's main goal was to find the secret dungeon and reunite Yuri with her sisters. But Ein got the help from Ursula and Yuri when he was a stranger to them. He knows how the fear overwhelms one in front of an enemy, yet he's here because Ursula and Yuri help him out. So he wants to do the same. Other girls were totally on board with his request, and Ursula also gave in. So Ein heads to the border town, but villagers they were heading somewhere. There a kid was happy because her dad told her she will have many things to eat where he's taking her, and kid thought it must be heaven where her mother is. Such a cruel thing to hear. But they came to pay the sacrifice to a Hydra, and unfortunately, that sacrifice was the kid, and her father was broken. Yet the kid told her father not to cry when she goes to heaven, because she won't be here to wipe off his tears like when her mother went to heaven, saying that the kid went to Hydra. But her father couldn't let his kid be sacrificed, so he offered himself to that snake. But the Hydra said they want women, not a man for dinner, which explains the lack of women in the village. This action enraged the Hydra, and he decided to wipe out the village with poison. Then he tried to eat the kid, and Ein stepped in. Just with a single look, he neutralized the poison from air and saved the villagers. Then he saw that Hydra's body was covered in slime poison. But Ein used Yuri's purification power with sword to get through that slime and cut it into pieces. It was a good idea, and the villagers were happy Ein saved them. But just as he asked them about the lord of this territory, all the villagers turned around and got depressed. They didn't reveal much, but from the way they talk, it was easy to guess the Lord won't be a good guy for sure. But before returning, the kid was so happy and once again thanked Ein for saving her. Then, after settling that Ein somehow got the address of a lord and goes to his castle. For such a rundown village, the castle was fancy and in good health. So something here just doesn't fit right. So Ein asked the girls to get back at his eye. With it, he got inside and Nigan welcomed him. He's the lord Ein was searching for. So Ein asked him about demons in this land, and Nigan said there's no demons here. His domain is near a forest filled with monsters, so Ein must have mistook monster for demon. That's why he asked Ein to report that his domain is fine, but Ein wanted to look around because he killed the Hydra, and hearing that Nigan got scared, and the reason was also valid in his eyes. Because Hydra was actually keeping other monsters at bay at the cost of one life per month, so he thinks sacrificing one to save others is valid, but not for Ein. And Nigan tells him that he's strong, so he could save his life, but others are not like him. And if he does care, he should stay here forever to protect this land, which he can't do. That's why this is what they thought was the right option. so Nigan thinks it's his duty to protect this land, which he got from his father. Feeling bad about it, Ian was confused if he did was right or wrong, so Yuri tells Ian to do what his heart tells him to do. And Nigan was having a nervous breakdown over Hydra's death, and asked Shadow for help. Shadow tells Nigan to relax because Hydra could be replaced. But Ian is a bigger problem, so they have to kill him. Nigan was hesitant and Shadow said he is Nigan's best friend, so he means well, which is why Nigan believes in him like an idiot. And Shadow was taking advantage of his stupidity because he is a demon and wants to take over this land. There, Ian saw why the village was invaded so easily, lack of soldiers and destroyed wall. Then he asked a girl about Lord and she ran away. The reaction was the same even here. So at the end, he found a man who shows him this is what happened when Hydra showed up. Land got infertile, so they'll have to starve to death or be eaten by monsters. So Ian used his powers to make the land fertile again and used earth magic to create a wall. He showed the man he wants to help them and requested to let him do, so it was clear Ian was a good guy. So he told him that the previous lord of this domain, Nigan's father, was a good guy. But after Nigan took over, things went worse. Taxes rose, Hydra showed up, and defense went to a minimum. Many tried to talk with Nigan, but none of them returned. And just then thousands of monsters began approaching the village. But our episode 8 ends right there. So stay tuned to watch another episode of this anime. And for that, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Till then, take care.